and time for the Redevelopment Agency of Murray City for Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. And let's see, everyone's here except for Paul Pickett, who is, well, the mayor's not here. Okay. Anyway, Paul Pickett is being excused. So, anyway. So we have all but one of our board of directors, and so we'll get started with the meeting. We have 3 items on the agenda. It's going to be a short meeting, and so first is approval of minutes for October 21st, 2025. Are there any changes, any questions? No? Okay, if not, I would appreciate a motion.
I move to approve the minutes for October 21st, 2025.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, hearing none, we will continue. The minutes are approved. Number 2 is citizen comments. All citizen comments are limited to 3 minutes or less, and email comments will be entered into the meeting record. Do we have any citizen comments? Okay. Do we have any email or any other? Chad, do we have none? Okay, then we'll continue on. The third, which is an action item, is to consider a resolution adopting the regular meeting schedule of the Redevelopment Agency of Murray City for the calendar year 2026. Chad Wilkinson presenting. Hi, Chad.
This will be very, very brief. As you have there in your attached packet, the schedule for RDA meetings is predominantly the same as what we've had in past years, which is we usually meet on the second meeting of the month for the council. That's the pattern that we have in the attached schedule, with one exception, which is that first meeting in January where we get together to elect the chair and vice chair for the coming year. So with that, we are recommending that the council approve this resolution. We have coordinated with the council office to make sure we have those dates all lined up with your regular council schedule. So with that, we'd recommend you approve this schedule. Happy to answer any questions.
Great. So it's met with Jennifer's approval.
Well, we actually, that's right. That's exactly right. But once we have coordinated that, this just happens because of the timing to come before you'll approve that other schedule, but those dates correspond with each other. So. Yeah.
Great. Okay, I would take a motion.
I move to approve the resolution adopting the regular meeting schedule of the Redevelopment Agency of Murray City for the calendar year 2026.
Second?
I second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Would you call the roll?
Mr. Hawk.
Aye.
Ms. Cotter.
Aye.
Mr. Goodman.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye. Okay. Motion passes, and that is the last item on the agenda. So we are adjourned. That was easy.
Did we excuse the mayor?
We did not.
Hey.
Not so much
One to the Murray City Municipal Council Committee of the Whole for October 18th, 2025. Welcome, welcome. Everyone is here except for Paul, who is now on the phone.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. So we're just good. Anybody want some pizza? Who wants a large pepperoni? We have one large pepperoni. Okay, we'll take the approval of the minutes for October 7th, 2025, October 21st, 2025. I will take a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for October 7th and October 21st, 2025.
Okay, can I have a second? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, so we are all set for that. Our first discussion is the drilling location for the new Winchester well. Yay! Aaron Frisk and Russ Kukla presenting 10 minutes.
We don't even need that. Well, it's almost evening, so
It is evening.
this is the well that we was planning to put down on the new park. on
Can you hold
Winchester.
1 second?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to excuse Paul. Now you may
Okay.
continue.
Excuse Paul. So,
I'm disappointed you off your hat.
I know you tried to talk me into wearing that.
Just so I'm disappointed. That's all we gotta talk about.
But as we looked at things, and Aaron looked at things, we looked at the other side of the Jordan River, the places in the golf course area. I spoke with the mayor. Mayor supported it. Doug supported it. And I talked with Jason Lundberg and over there, and he has plenty of room for it. Doesn't impede anything that he's got going on there. So it's a great location. And I'll have Aaron. He popped something up here for you guys, just to explain why we want to move it from that location that we initially wanted it at. So.
Yeah, so to kind of expound on what Russ said, so we didn't really want to impact the park. We didn't want to impact the kind of,
Which was across the
amenities.
street.
Yeah, it's across the street. You can see here, it's more that natural vegetation. That whole area is the new proposed park. So, and then we didn't also want to wait on a building design to wait for Salt Lake County and the parks to say yes or no when they're in the process of developing that park plan that they're in right now. So one real big reason is security of the site next to the golf maintenance building. You can kind of see the golf maintenance building is on the upper right-hand corner. Then the other side is to the west of them is kind of their maintenance landscaping where they can cut grass and replace divots on the golf course. And then that other big parcel is what, when did we purchase that? Probably.
I can't remember exactly. It used to be a house.
It used to be a house right there.
Years ago. And they pretty much stored, right now they store
Tree
tree
trimmings.
trimmings and just stuff, and then, we bring trailers and then we haul it off. But it won't even affect that, putting this new building in
What
this
we're-
area.
When we show you the kind of design where we're at right now, we're gonna build them kind of a crash pad, like a concrete pad for them to put down material. So it'd be easy for them to scoop and load trucks with. So.
And this isn't by the houses, right?
Nope, it's west of the houses.
Got it.
So the houses are to the east.
You can see the maintenance building, right? Where other blades are and their mowers and stuff. And then the field next to it there, or the grass next to it, is what they check their blades and heights and all that stuff and cut. But then beyond that, to the west of that is the parcel we're talking about. And everybody's in favor of it. We just want to let you guys know why we wanted to switch that.
And a big reason also is water quality. So Jordan River is kind of the divider between the Wasatch Range and the Oakland Mountain Range. So on the Wasatch side, you have better quality of water. So quality of water really for this Jordan or the Salt Lake Valley Basin is the calcium bicarbonate, which is total dissolved solids. It's just high mineral content that's coming through the rock underneath the ground. So on the Wasatch side, you have lava rock, so you have a more pristine water that is going through. And on the Ochre side, you have pretty much it's been contaminated by industry for the Oker Mountains from the Kennecott. So, and the Jordan River is kind of the divider from it. So us being on the east side of the Jordan River gives us a better opportunity for better water quality, so.
That's great, that's awesome
Yeah.
that you guys figured that out. That's before we did the other things.
So we've been talking about it, and then when we got our consultants, Will and Collins on, that this is the route that we really wanted to go. And then Russ reached out to the mayor and Kim Sorensen.
Awesome.
That doesn't affect the federal funding
No.
we're gonna receive.
Nope, no. So this just, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Has the new site been tested? I mean,
No, it won't get tested until we do the test drilling. So
Okay.
when we do the test
but
drilling.
you haven't test drilled
We have
the
not
other
yet.
side anyway,
No.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
It's just, it's amazing that it's two different aquifers, 300 meters apart.
Yes, so what happens is the groundwater comes up, and the Jordan River has been the historic divider
Mhm.
ever since the Bonneville Lake kind of depleted, and then you have that natural flow from the Utah Lake to the Great Salt Lake. And it's always been that natural divider between them. And pioneers have in the past, the Jordan River has changed routes.
Sure.
So that formation sometimes is off just because of natural, when it changes pathway on its own.
Yeah.
Or pioneers have said, no, we want the Jordan River to go this way, and they dug a trench and rerouted the Jordan River.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool, so.
Yeah. It's fascinating, it really is.
So this is just an easier graph to look at when you look at TDFs. You see the yellows is a lower range, and then once you get into the oranges and the reds, that's high levels of TDS. And then, so this is where we're at with design. We're going with a similar design to our park well. It's a great design for a municipal well. We have future options to add different ways to treat the water with this well. It gives us good separation between the well and our equipment room. It's just a great design.
And you guys all realize that there by the softball field is a
Yeah, watch the
it looks
build.
nice.
Yeah, it's
you know,
cool.
It's good.
It's a great building. And it withstands softballs, so it's gonna be able to take a couple of golf balls, so.
Lots of dogs being on it.
Yeah, and you kind of see, this is the kind of layout that we have on the left. You see that little green line that comes down across it, so that's our 100-foot separation between the sewer main that goes down Winchester Street. So because of the groundwater protection plan, you can't drill a well within 100 feet of a sewer line, so we're just showing you that we are proposing to be 100 feet off.
Makes sense.
Any questions?
Any questions?
No, it's a good idea.
Thank you guys.
So yeah, and the funding,
Did we say
the
why
grant
we're doing this?
application is on the.
Why?
Yeah,
Move it to the bill.
Yeah, I know.
Because of pressures on the west side.
so when they read this, the citizens read this, they'll know why you're doing
Yeah, and
this
I'm not sure
well.
they're gonna really read it. I mean, we can put some information
Because they
out there,
are-
Yeah.
but one of the reasons we are is because of pressures, low pressures on that side and redundancy in the system on that west side. You know, you got higher pressures up here, but as you go west,
We could
Yeah.
switch our name to Argentina.
especially when people are watering their lawns. You know, you get a bigger drop in the
Yeah,
pressure.
no kidding.
And you got that hill that's gotta climb.
Yes.
right?
Just for a little.
Yes.
So it'll get better pressures at the hill, firefighting.
Yes,
So
okay,
we need it, so,
thank you.
well, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good to see you.
And say thank you.
Okay, we're on discussion item number 2. An ordinance relating to land use amends the zoning map from R-1-8, single-family low-density residential to R-N-B residential neighborhood business for the property located at 6446 South 900 East, Murray City, Chad Wilkinson is presenting 15 minutes.
I will substitute Zach today, yes. You can see Zach's growing some facial hair. Can we switch that over to this one, Patty?
Yeah.
So So, yeah, this is a zone change that went to the planning commission a little while ago. This is one of those, I guess, kind of typical zone change that we see for this area of Ninth East, right? This is an area that's been in transition for a number of years. The property you can see there is outlined in blue. It's about a quarter of an acre. It's currently zoned R18. So the cursor there, so there's our property right there, just across the street from Wheeler Farm. Here's the current zoning. You can see it does have some properties that are surrounding it that are also single-family residential, but also a chunk to the south of commercial zoning. And this entire area in the general plan, you can see that kind of pink, light pink color there, that's all residential business designation in our general plan. So this request doesn't require any kind of a general plan amendment. It's been anticipated in the general plan. Excuse me, in the general plan for a long time, that some of these properties would transition over into these residential compatible business areas. Just a quick comparison of the standards for the various zones, setbacks, height, all those things. The reason why this R&B is deemed to be compatible against residential is that it does have compatible heights. You can see that the height for an R&B building, for example, is lower than that for an existing R18. So that's just a note of why that's considered to be compatible with residential. Sent out some public notices. Didn't have any comments on this particular zone change. There's some findings. The I guess most important finding from staff's point of view is that this is anticipated in your general plan. It's complying with the general plan designation. So we are recommending that the council approve this zone change. That's also what the recommendation of the planning commission was. They voted on this. It was unanimous with the folks that were there that night. So happy to answer any questions if I can.
Can you go back to that chart? I can't remember if it said it or not. There it is. Based on use, the parking requirement based on use.
Right. So if it's an office use, it'll have something different than if it's a school use or
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
'Cause I've noticed in that neighborhood, especially being across from Wheeler Farm, they do the farmers markets. People park across the street. I watched one old man drag a bunch of road barriers that I think he owned. There aren't city road barriers blocking off that street to parking.
Right here. Yeah. Yeah, it gets pretty busy on Sunday mornings, I think.
He is very adamant that nobody parks on that street, so I'm just cautious about adding more traffic to
We
that.
do have a street that we block off, is that the same street?
It's a Silver Shadow. So this is, yeah, we've been working on it.
Yeah, just-
With that, where is the entrance to the parking lot gonna be? Is it on 9th East or is it Silver Shadow?
I think this one's gonna come off that driveway there on Silver Shadow.
Is there any way we can require it to be off of 9th East? Cause that just,
This is-
you're gonna hear the traffic complaint.
Sure.
And if you put it off 9th East, it decreases the traffic complaint.
This is zone change, so we typically wouldn't have a condition like that in the zone change stage. We could work with them on any kind of site plan approval. From what we've been told by the applicant, this is not gonna be a significant change to that lot. They're not planning on building a new building or anything, so, this
They're not
has
building a new
been a commercial building in the past. We had, it was a preschool or Montessori school. That hasn't been used that way for a while, but, it has functioned like that in the past, so.
So the plan is to keep this existing building and just
That's my
renovate it?
understanding, yeah. Yep,
Okay.
for a small business office use.
It's not gonna be cheap.
Yeah,
to
I was hoping I had a
renovate
little picture of that, but I don't think we do in the packet. Picture of the home.
Yeah,
Cause
that. I didn't see.
I have heard from one resident about some of the concerns, so.
I watched him in the balloon. I watched him move.
Yeah, that's a
Barricades around.
reoccurring concern. But I have heard one about the zone change, and a lot of it has to do outside of zone change discussions, but
Right.
I have heard from one resident.
Interesting. There was nothing in P and Z. Planning and zoning.
No,
There
there
was
was
no comments.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
fairly straightforward. Yeah, again, it's in the general plan, this is designated for that use, that type of use, so. Any questions?
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Chad. Okay, our next discussion item is number 3. discussion ordinance related to land use amends the general plan to adopt and add the Murray City water use and preservation elements. Chad.
Yes, thanks.
Chad.
That's right. Zach,
Yep.
he's not with us today, but he will be back for the council meeting. We talked about this. Aaron's here because he and Zach
Looks
really.
like Zach.
Yeah, there we go. We got the same hairline.
Used to.
You'll notice that between the two of us, we almost have a full beard.
Missing a
That is a little suspicious.
That's a riot.
We're glad to be here. This is a amendment that's required by state law. So about 3 years ago, we had in 2022 we had a state law that was passed that all cities, well not all, but certain cities are required to enact a water use and preservation chapter. And you'll remember, if you remember the timing of that, that was right on the heels of some of the worst drought that we've experienced at the state. So it was a very important issue. We've had fortunately some better years since then, but that doesn't mean this is not still an issue. We all know that that's always on the horizon. We live in a desert, and this is something that's very important. So this is something that, again, in coordination with Aaron, he and Zach have been working on this for a number of months here. This is really, I think, this general plan element, this water preservation element, is standing on the shoulders of the work that the water department did on the water conservation plan that was adopted in 2024. You'll note that a number of the sections are taken from that plan or rely on that plan quite a bit, right? So, and that's good. We see this sometimes where we have forward-thinking cities that get ahead of the state, which is what we have a water conservation plan already in the works before the state required this to be part of the general plan element. So I'm not going to go through the entire document. You've got that in your packet. It's multiple pages. I do want to just talk about the overall goals and strategies that are identified. The reason why I want to do that is because that's one of the specific requirements of state law, is that we include implementation and objectives and strategies and timeframes. That's one of the specific things the state says. You can't just say, here's a goal without a time frame. We had to give specific timeframes that some of these things can be accomplished. So the overall goal for this is to put together policies, ordinances, funding strategies that will provide for supply of resources for supply infrastructure and conservation goals be met. Apologize for reading that right out there. I'm not going to read all these verbatim here, but to accomplish that overall goal, we have some kind of sub-objectives. The first one has to do with that supply, making sure we have sufficient supply. So the strategies that we have identified there on the right-hand side of the slide, this is work that's already ongoing, but installing advanced metering infrastructure across the city to help with conservation efforts. Conduct a well sustainable study, very applicable to the topic that was just being discussed a minute ago, but determining aquifer yields and those things to make sure we have plenty of water supply. And then one that's related to land use, and some of the things we do is reducing institutional water by looking at how we're using water on our public properties, right? Are there places where we can make changes that make sense? Places where we don't have that functional turf, maybe there's places we can reduce some of that, where we can replace that with some water-wise landscaping, other things we can do as a public institution to reduce water usage. So that's that first objective. Second objective is looking at land use and water consumption. So first one there that's identified is that along with the water division and planning, we'll look at regional water providers, make sure we've got enough water infrastructure, make sure we're meeting conservation goals. The second one there is something that we've already started. We adopted some standards earlier this year, you will remember, for water conservation. So we've already adopted some standards that reduce the amount of allowed grass in development, that also makes it so you can't have grass in your park strips, right? That's actually prohibited under those standards now, so that's a big deal. Those are big conservation efforts. Our plan, the reason I say started is our plan, we wanted to get the minimum done so that we could have people qualify for that state incentive programs, the water savers programs, but there's other things we can do. And we plan to come back to you with those standards in the future to look at additional measures we can take for water conservation.
Since that had been approved, have you heard of anyone taking on that with the state?
So they're all going through either Central Utah Water Conservancy District or it's Jordan Valley Improvement District. So
So you don't hear
I don't
anything?
hear it yet.
Okay.
We will, once we go with our Yopify platform, we'll have active measurements of conservation efforts that we'll be sharing with Central Utah so they can see which incentives that are actually working.
Okay,
Well, we also are not hearing from people anymore that they don't qualify for those things, so
Yeah.
that's a good step. And I think, we hope that, the timing was such that hopefully some people were able to take advantage of that during the fall months to do some of that work. And that'll be something good to follow up on for sure.
I had a
that's
couple of
great.
citizens that wanted it really bad.
Yeah, and we're glad that they're eligible for that now, that's a great thing. Any other questions about that strategy before I move to the next one? So number 3, this comes down to, and this is, if you have questions about this, probably better for Aaron, but water rate pricing adjustments, right? Doing that regularly to make sure that we got the pricing of water correct. And that's, again, part of water conservation is make sure that we pay for that resource appropriately, that the users pay for that. So unless there's any questions, that's all we want to talk about with that. Next one is this one says promote water equity, hazard resilience. The strategies are also have to do with, again, things that can be done to make sure we're catching those leaks, making sure that we're not wasting water that way. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what you just mentioned, the Yopify. I don't know much about that.
So that's gonna be one of our main strategies. It's gonna be an awesome tool. So Yopify is a platform that we're partnering with Central Utah Water Conservancy District. So the best part about this platform is the price point. It's gonna be paid for by Central Utah for the first 3 years of it. So,
Then
and then they'll be most likely partnering with us to pay for 50% of it. So we're looking at about $8,000 a year after that. So it's gonna be an awesome platform. We'll be able to shoot the communication out to our residents that have over 24 hours of continuous usage instead of waiting. If a leak were to happen at the beginning, right after we read it, it could be 30 days before we read it. And it could be 10 days after that before we notify them that, hey, we see you have high usage. So now we'll be able to send over a message either by text, email, or even a voice call to say, hey, you might have a leak at your house. We show this kind of usage. You can look at this platform here. We'll give them a direct link. They can go right on it. So it's going to be a good platform. We can also look at water budgeting for our higher usage customers. We can do targeting messaging through that method. So it's going to be awesome. So we're excited.
Will the new meters do that?
So the new meters will give us the data,
Right,
and then we take that data, then we put it into this Yopify, and then we can
okay.
redirect the messaging ourselves.
And how are we doing installing the meters?
So we've installed about 1,500
Okay,
interpreters to date.
okay,
So we're about 13% done.
Yeah.
And we've only had 3 people going at it because we've been waiting for the power. They deployed their meters first. Because we need a
Oh.
robust power deployment because our meters speak to the power meters and then they go to the routers and the gateway.
got it.
So we had to let them get a jump start on us before we started.
And do you know where they're at as
They're
far?
about, I think they've installed about 12,000 now today. So
Okay,
they're getting them installed.
okay. Thank you. That was one of my questions. Thanks.
Great. Second
Right.
strategy there. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to jump.
No.
Anything else? Okay. Second part of that strategy is a green infrastructure plan. Green infrastructure are things like bioswales. We've got one just to the north of the building here. Things that help us to, help with water quality, stormwater handling, and things that are allow that water to come into the ground and infiltrate it. And some of those things are ways to conserve water as well, right? That we're not pouring big amounts of water in some of these areas. Instead, we're using bioswales and other things to provide attractive landscaping that doesn't need as much water and can help with that water
And
conservation.
we have one here at City
To the
Hall.
north, yep, that's right.
Zach, I was in the office and he says, Do you know what that is? And he explained it to me. I had no clue there was one there.
It's a very cool thing and it
Yeah.
works. Yeah, we every time it rains, we get big rain. He and I are the first ones to look out and say, "Oh yeah, look, that's working great out there." So
You can come down and look at the one at our Public Works
There you
building
go.
when it gets done.
That's right.
We'll have one as well.
You'll have one there too? Have you seen it?
What you're talking about, I haven't seen it.
It's pretty. Yeah,
It's
take
really
a look at when it's
cool.
functioning. It becomes a little bit of a pond right there, and
Yeah.
lets that water infiltrate. It's pretty cool. So.
It was smart on whoever said to do that when they were building City Hall. That was very smart,
Okay, I'm not sure who that was. Probably Zach. I don't know.
probably.
So last strategy you want to talk a little bit about, and this one's an important one. And I think this boils down to the purpose of why we're doing this, right? The state says you have to have a water conservation element, a water conservation portion of your general plan. Why is that? Well, we make a lot of decisions with that general plan in mind, right? We're making land use decisions constantly. And one of those things that we look at, a finding that we make every time we make a zone change, a text amendment, is this compatible with the general plan? So having water conservation right in that general plan helps remind us that we need to make sure that every time we make one of those decisions, that we're considering what's the impact of this on water conservation, on water use. And that's an important thing for us to do. Not that we haven't been doing that in the past, but this just, again, further aligns that general plan with the good policies that we should have related to water conservation. So that's at objective 5. That's really it. The Planning Commission took a look at this on October 16th. Board unanimous recommendation that you adopt this water use and preservation element of the general plan. We'll bring this back to you at the next meeting for adoption, but that is the gist of the document. Of course, you have pages and pages of the actual document in your packet. Happy to answer any questions about that if you'd like.
And I will add, we did receive some remarks back from state planners, so we have updated it. Just recently, they wanted to have a water budget of our water system. We just have to prove to them that we do have capacity and show them how and why. So we're able to give them that information, so. It's like they didn't believe us, so. And I'll say, Murray City's been lucky. The utilities have always had a really good relationship with our planning divisions. And so, you know, a lot of cities are lacking communication between utilities. They get water from districts. They get water from outside of the city, outside of their control. So they don't know if they have capacity, if they plan on building at some points. And Murray City's always had good cooperation between utilities and planning divisions.
That's great. And what I like was when, Aaron, you said a rate study was conducted in spring of 2025, concluding that Murray City had the lowest rates in Salt Lake Valley.
Mhm. Yeah.
Thanks.
And we look to keep that up, you know,
Yeah,
so.
thank you.
Any other questions? Great, we'll bring this back to you in a couple weeks, or next week, I keep forgetting, we go back to back to back this time.
Yep.
Okay,
Thank you. Okay, we are now on discussion item number 4. An ordinance relating to no-fault utility and golf ball claims. GL presenting 10 minutes.
You get all the fancy stuff, don't you? Golf ball
I was
claims.
just gonna say, with that binder, like.
This is your meeting. This is
Headaches
leisure
for
reading.
GL right there.
Okay, so we have currently several no-fault claims. The golf ball claim would be where is a golf ball that is hit, an errant golf ball that goes off the course and hits a car. And we are not responsible for that, but we have this ordinance that says we will pay up to a certain amount to help mitigate that. The person responsible is the one who hit the ball. So similarly, we have no-fault utility ordinances, power, water, and sewer, where there are times when we're not at fault and we still have this to pay towards mitigating the damage that's done. Currently, it's for golf balls, it's $300. For the other 3, it's $5,000. We'd like to increase that. The golf ball ordinance was passed in 2008. The others were passed in 2012. And we're seeing where it would help to have a little bit more, well, quite a bit more per claim. So that's what we're asking for.
How often do we have this happen?
So golf balls in a year claims, we will get anywhere from 3 to maybe 6 or 8. And of those 6 or 8, we'll pay about 3 or 4 a year. For power, just depends. We'll get several claims a year, but we'll usually deny some of those. And we have paid out in the last 4 years or so 1 power claim. And then sewer and water is a little bit more frequent, more frequent than the others. We'll get a handful maybe in a year, maybe fewer.
Does this one come out of general fund or does it come out of the like utility?
Risk.
Risk. Okay.
It's the same fund that we use to pay lawsuits and things out of.
And we just had water breakage in the subdivision behind me on the street.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. And so, with the golf balls, is this just for vehicles and
It
now,
is.
so windows,
Correct.
they're on their own?
Correct.
Okay. So you're gonna raise it, it looks like.
Well, you will if you decide to.
You're gonna raise it. You're gonna raise it. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, okay.
When I vote, I'm just saying this was the mayor's idea. Every time we vote, we'll put it right on you.
Believe it or not, this one was my idea.
Yeah.
We've had, like you said.
Yeah, we
what-
had.
What happened in your area. and
Yeah.
It's not like a lot, but
No.
I'll tell you what, it's a lot of weight on me when someone comes and they, they say, hey, we've had a breakage and blah, 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 and our people are out there on time, quick, get it
Yeah.
fixed. But there's sometimes some damage that happens that we're not responsible for. That's really hard when you've got someone's basement that was flooded, so this will help if you approve that to go 10th. And it was 2012, is that when we just, that was?
Yeah.
So it's,
Oh.
so it was $5,000 14 years ago, whatever that
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
And now we're asking for 10, kind of like to say 20, but we'll just ease up to whatever, but,
My house insurance went up more than that.
yeah. The claims are
Yeah.
it's very seldom are they below 10 or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So on
Makes
the,
sense.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just,
So on the golf course, it's pretty much just one hole that's creating those.
Oftentimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I know there has been in the past, 215's been involved, but I think with the
Yeah, the
higher
nettings,
netting,
yeah.
it's not
And
involved
that's
like
kind of
it
the
was.
direction I'm going. I mean,
Yeah.
at what point do the golf ball claims make it worth extending that fence on Winchester?
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that, to be able
I
to
mean,
do
not the
that.
whole way, but just
Yeah.
that tee box is just right there in the corner.
One of the problems with that is, you've got power lines in that area, if I remember right.
Yeah,
To
there
where
are
you
some on
really
that
couldn't
side.
raise it enough to.
Well, you could drop power lines.
At a great expense, you could, yes, yes.
And how much would that
10
cost?
million, but
A little, yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, and eventually it'll
it will be. Yeah.
the cost
could be,
will make sense.
could be, yeah,
Not saying now.
yeah. Is that it?
I have
Okay,
nothing
we're
else.
back next week.
Okay.
Joe.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, we are now on discussion item number 5, which is a resolution approving an interlocal cooperation agreement between Murray City and Murray City School District for mutual use of facility. Doug Hill is presenting.
Thank
Hi,
you. If it's okay, I'd also like to take number 6
Yep.
at the same time.
should I announce that one too, Patty, Jennifer?
sure.
Okay, and also we're going to discuss number 6, a resolution authorizing the execution of an interlocal cooperation agreement between Murray City School District and Murray City relating to school resource officers provided by the city to the district. You have now 20 minutes.
All right, well, this is the same information that I presented at the City School Coordinating Council meeting. Nothing has changed since then. But the reason I wanted to take them both together is they're somewhat related. So we have an agreement with the school district for providing school resource officers. That agreement has expired and needs to be brought to current standards. And so the changes in that agreement are minimal. The police department made some changes which allows officers to be able to not have to be in the school all the time if they have training or if there are other responsibilities that take them away from the high school or the junior high school. So there's some language there that provides some provisions for our officers to be able to leave the school from time to time. And then the other change in the school resource officer agreement is that currently the school district pays the city only $25,000 for 3 officers. So it's, very, the city has been very good to the school district to provide that. And I did provide in I think it was in the school board packet, a comparative of what other cities are getting from resource officers from like the Jordan School District and from the Canyon School District, which is 3 times as much, well, almost $75,000 per officer, right? So we've been really giving the school district a good deal. But there's a reason for that, and that's kind of what leads me then to the second agreement, which is the mutual use of facility agreement. So let me just stop there for a minute. Any questions about what we're doing with the school resource officers in that agreement? Just making it current, making some minor changes to the police, work in the schools, and then we're taking the fee out. We're taking, instead of saying that the school district has to pay us, we're saying we'll provide the officer for free. And I will explain that in a minute, why are we doing that, but any questions on that?
How does this affect officers that are used for like events after school, normal hours?
Like football games,
Football stuff.
plays.
So
Oh,
They pay them separately. That's not part
Right,
of our.
okay, so that has nothing to do with
No.
that agreement, okay.
Any other questions?
I have a question, but it's for both of them, so.
Okay, so let me talk about then the mutual use of facilities agreement. So the city has had an agreement with school districts since the 1980s to use each other's facilities at the lowest cost possible. The thinking is that they're taxpayer-funded facilities. The taxpayers, if we start charging each other every time we use each other's facilities, we're essentially that's being passed on to the taxpayers who are also funding those facilities. And so the agreement since 1980 has changed several times between now and back to when it was originally put into place. What we're proposing now is to amend the existing agreement to say, well, let me back up. The existing agreement currently says that we won't charge each other for using facilities. In other words, we won't charge a reservation fee or a booking fee, but we will charge each other for items that require specialized skills. For example, if the city wants to use the gymnasium, or not the gymnasium, but the auditorium at Hillcrest Junior High School, then the school district has to provide a technician to run the sound equipment, the lighting equipment, and they can charge us for that. On the other hand, if the school district wants to use the swimming pool at the park center, the city has to provide lifeguards, and we have to pay those lifeguards. And so we can build a school district for the lifeguards. And that's currently how the agreement is set up. And when we got together with Jen Covington, the superintendent at the Murray School District, what we tried to do is we tried to simplify this money exchange process because it's complicated to have to track all of these costs. Oftentimes those costs don't get billed, and there's a lot of administration that goes into just tracking all of these outside costs. So the goal was, how can we set up an agreement that really we don't charge each other for anything? But by doing that, everyone wanted to look at what who comes out ahead, who comes out behind in that process, because for years the city has been using the school district facilities a lot more than we have used than they have used our facilities. So, for example, when we looked at this on a usage basis for last year, the city, if we didn't have an agreement with the school district and we just had to pay to use their facilities at the rate that they're currently charging nonprofit organizations to use it, we would have had to pay the school district almost $200,000 to use their gyms and their soccer fields and things like that. On the other hand, if the school district would have had to pay the city to use our facility, they would have only had to pay us about $71,000. So the school district's coming at it, or the city's, school districts kind of coming out behind in this situation because they could collect a lot more money. And so what we tried to do is we tried to come up with a way that we could balance those costs so that they are closer together. And then we would say we're not charging each other for anything. So to make that happen, we had to, we didn't have to, but we talked about moving the cost for a school resource officer from them paying us into, we wouldn't charge them. So that helps bring those costs closer together. The other thing that we got involved with was the golf tournament that the Murray Education Foundation puts on, because every year they would come to you and they would request a fee waiver. And that can be a little bit cumbersome for you, I know, because for various reasons of having to waive a fee and whether that should be waived or not. So what we decided to do is just not charge them for that golf tournament. So for one time a year, the Murray Education Foundation, which is really separate from the school district, but they really are together. So that's why the agreement for mutual use now includes a signature line item for the Murray Education Foundation. They have their own executive director, but we're kind of looking at it as it's part of the school costs. So we'll let them have a golf tournament for free.
They raise funds.
Once a year.
Right, they raise funds for
Yes.
the school
That's right.
district, and so
Right.
does.
Yeah. And so now they'll be able to use those funds to help whatever program the schools have, whatever the Education Foundation wants to use it for. And so in return then, the city, for that, the city will also, what we get that we're not currently getting is they put out a weekly e-newsletter that goes to all of the parents, and I don't know who all receive it, but the parents all receive it. And they'll allow us to put advertisements in it for our recreation programs. Right now, we're having to pay for that. We have to pay for every advertisement that we put in. So with this kind of trading programs, trading money, what we were able to show is that the city will continue to use the school district facilities without fee and not have to pay for any specialized costs. And that's a benefit of, again, around $200,000. But we've changed the ledger on our side to say that the school district now is receiving a benefit that's closer to the $200,000. It's about $171,000 benefit that they're going to be receiving. So now that made the school district more comfortable in saying, we won't charge the city anymore for these costs. And it made us comfortable saying, we're willing to not charge you for the school resource officer, for the golf tournament, and for those kinds of things. So that's essentially what the mutual use of facilities agreement is doing. So now I don't know if that answered your question, Diane, or not, but I'll let you ask any questions.
We have to approve this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why are we not required to sign it? GL?
What do you mean you're not required to sign it?
Well, there's no signature from the council on the,
So that there's a resolution, I imagine it says that the mayor will be the signer.
Yeah, there should be a resolution on the
okay,
front.
I found
that-
it, yeah, okay, so it's, okay. That's what I was confused about, because I,
So yeah, so the city will have to sign it, the mayor will sign on behalf of the city, but you have to authorize the mayor to do it with the
okay,
resolution. School district will have to sign it, and I think it's the same thing, they have to have the school board approved for the superintendent to sign it, and then the Murray Education
Okay.
Foundation will sign it too.
okay. All right, that makes sense, got it.
So when they're on the golf course, if one of their golf balls hits a car or whatever, do we pay for that or do they pay for that? Just asking, because we're just talking about insurance, so I'm putting it out there. So do we pay for it? Do they pay for it?
Yeah, I would assume, because we don't have that there's no language in the agreement.
Right, there isn't. So I'm just
I would
asking.
assume that if a high school golf player hits a golf ball out and somebody comes in and makes a claim on the city, we will pay that no-fault insurance.
Okay,
Actually, the parents will be paying for it.
the parents will pay for it, got it. Okay.
Does this waive the fee for the high school? The high school golf players too, or just the golf event? Like the high school golf team, are their fees waived?
I think just the event.
No, they will still pay the
They're
golf
still paying.
fees.
Okay.
Yeah, the golf team will.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not exclusively to Murray. I mean, they go all over the place.
Right.
Yeah.
The agreement does allow the mayor and the superintendent to determine what is a city-sponsored versus what is a district-sponsored program. We get a lot of requests from people that kind of want to use this to use the school district facilities for free. We have people from outside that'll come to the city, recreation people, and they'll say, will you sponsor our program? And the only reason they're doing that is because they want to use the high school for free, right? And so what has to happen would be that the recreation people would have to say, yeah, we would like to sponsor that program because it's part of our goal and objective. And they would have to then make that argument to the mayor, who would then have to say, yes, we think we could sponsor that program, or not. We don't, there's no benefit for the city to sponsor that. Usually there's no benefit for the city to sponsor it. So the answer is typically no, we don't sponsor it.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thanks.
Thanks, Doug.
Nice job.
All right, so now we're on our last discussion. Resolution adopting the regular meeting schedule of the Murray City Municipal Council for calendar year 2026. Jennifer Kennedy, you have 5 minutes.
Okay, so in your packet is the proposed meeting schedule for 2026. I've worked on it with Pam and Adam, the council chair and vice chair. Just a couple dates. Normally we just do the first and the third Tuesday. A couple dates we changed for a couple reasons. The third Tuesday in March is March 17th. The National League of Cities Congressional Conference is also scheduled March 16th through 18th. So we opted to move that meeting to March 24th. And then in November, we adjusted again for election day, even though it's not municipal elections, it is an election date. So we're gonna do November 10th and 17th, and then we adjusted the December meetings to December 1st and 8th. Everything else looked like, as far as conferences you guys normally attend, there were no conflicts, so we pretty much kept it the first and the third Tuesday of the month. And you'll be voting on that in the council meeting. And I can answer any questions you guys have.
Looks good. Looks good.
Okay.
Thank you. Any questions? If not, I will adjourn this meeting.
Your next meeting starts at 6:20 for Board of Canvassers. And you do have some snacks.
It's going to be efficient.
That went fast.
I know we went from having a 2-hour
Meeting to order. This is the Board of Canvassers where we are going to go over the general election report for Murray City. We have everyone here that's present, and Paul Pickett has been excused from the meeting. The first order of our first item on the agenda is to approve the Board of Canvasser meeting from the primary, which was August 26, 2025. Can I get a motion for that approval for that meeting?
I motion to approve the minutes for the Board of Canvassers on August 26, 2025.
Can I get a second?
I second it.
Cotter, thank you. I've got a motion by Adam Hawk and a second by Pam Cotter. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The second order of our agenda is to talk about the primary election results. The purpose of this is to go over the official results, follow our Utah code, which is 20A-4-306, and do this in a public meeting. And then the board members are our mayor and council members. We have in Murray City 27,745 active voters. Of those voters, 10,577 ballots were counted, and then of those voters, 10,332 were mail-in ballots. We had 11 people vote in person early, so the week before the elections, and 210 people voted on election day, which was November 4th. We had 13 UOCAVA, which are uniformed and overseas ballots returned, and 11 provisional ballots, with a voter turnout of 38.1%, which is excellent for Murray City. The countywide turnout was 34%. For provisional ballots, we had 13 provisional ballots issued, and then we had 11 counted. 2 had a residency issue that they could not resolve, so those were not counted. And then we had same-day registration ballots of 12. The percentage of provisional ballots that were counted was 84.6%. Mail-in ballot statistics, we had 75 challenged curable ballots that were sent notice. There was 46 total rejected ballots that were curable but were not cured, and 43 envelopes that with a signature that did not match the voter's signature, and 3 that were unsigned. So the percentage of curable ballots that were not cured was 61.3%. And then just as a heads up, we did have 2 election boxes drop-off boxes in Murray City. The new one at our City Hall, which is in our parking lot, received 500 ballots, and the one on State Street by Old City Hall and the USPS store received approximately 6,300 votes. It's one of the busiest election boxes in the county. We had 4 ballots that were voters submitted a disability affidavit, 66 rejected non-provisional ballots that could not be legally cured, and then 56 ballots were received after the deadline, which has gone down since the primary. So although I want to see that number 0, I'm happy with that result. And then the 10 rejected for non-curable reasons, with a percentage of ballots returned as undeliverable at 3%. For our results, we had our two candidates for the mayor was Bruce E. Hells, and he received 4,005 votes. Brett A. Hells received 6,490 votes. Pam Cotter was running for District 2, and she received 1,423 votes, and Jared Michael Eborn received 1,175 votes. Clark Bolin ran for District 3, and he received 1,336 votes. Ben Peck received 1,031 votes. And for our District 4 candidate, Diane Turner ran, and she got 1,435 votes. That leaves our moving on elected officials for the year 2026 for 4-year terms, and then our District Council 3 2-year term is Brett Hells, Pam Cotter, Clark Bolin, and Diane Turner. The board's responsibility now is to review and confirm those totals and verify the reconciliation and cure process completion, and then vote for the resolution approving those results. So I will turn the time back over to the council, or to the canvassers, to make that motion. Or if you have questions. No questions? Can I ask for or call for a motion? Oh, sure. There you go.
I'll make the motion then. I motion to approve the resolution of the Board of Canvassers of Murray City approving the final results of the 2025 Murray City Municipal General Election.
I'll second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Adam Hawk and a second by Diane Turner. We'll call a roll. So Mayor Hells,
Aye.
Pam Cotter,
Aye.
Scott Goodman.
Aye.
Diane Turner,
Aye.
Adam Hawk.
Aye.
Thank you so much. Before we go, next step, so the results will be officially published tomorrow. That'll be on our bulletin board, website, the county's website, the state's election result portal, Utah Public Notice website, and then a copy of the report will be filed with the Lieutenant Governor. And then just as a heads up for our public, the swearing in and oath of office will take place on January 5th, 2026 at 11 o'clock here at the City Council chambers. And then the last thing on our agenda is we're doing this a little differently. I'm going to be updating the motion or the minutes tonight. Are we good? Or do you have questions?
I thought the oath of office was going to be in the armory.
Oh,
That's
it's Armory?
correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me, sorry about that.
That's okay, you probably
I-
weren't brought up to speed, that's fine.
So yeah, correction, it will be in the Armory. The second thing on this is the minutes for this meeting have to be approved, and the next time we meet will be in 2 years. So to allow this to be publicized, I'm going to update the meetings with who motioned. I've prepared a draft for that, and then I'll attach the results to that meeting, and then those will be posted online if I can get a motion to approve the minutes for tonight's meeting, in today's meeting. Does that make sense? Does anyone have questions about how we're doing this?
I make a motion to approve the minutes for the Board of Canvassers for November 18th, 2025.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, and then that is my election results. I just wanted to thank, before I adjourn the meeting, just want to thank all the candidates and people that have run. It takes a lot of effort to put yourself out there, and we just really appreciate the passion that Murray citizens have and the candidates have for running for office. So thank you so much for that process, and I will adjourn the meeting. Done.
Thank you.
We're good.
Thank you, Brooke.
Yeah.
Brooke, you've been awesome through this
Thank
whole
you.
thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I mean, you've kept us up on what's going on, given us time to respond, and anyway, so thank you.
Thank
You've been
you.
Great.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. You guys have been excellent to work with, so thank you.
Okay, with that, we're going to start the Municipal Building Authority meeting for November 18th. It is currently 6:27, so we're starting a couple minutes late. We have all board members here, and our first matter of business is approve the meeting minutes for September 16th, 2025. Sorry, I excuse Paul Pickett. He is not here. I just got into the habit. Paul's not here, so I excuse him. All right, first matter of business is September 16th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the minutes of Municipal Building Authority meeting September 16th, 2025.
I'll second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Goodman and a second from Councilmember Turner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, our first matter of business is to consider resolution of the Municipal Building Authority of Murray City adopting the regular meeting schedule for calendar year 2026. Jennifer Kennedy presenting.
Okay, in your packet, you will see the 2026 Municipal Building Authority schedule. I'll just run down it real quick for you, and it also matches our council schedule. On January 6th, we'll hold a meeting to elect officers for 2026. May 19th, we'll hold a meeting to adopt the tentative budget. June 2nd, we'll hold a public hearing to adopt the final Municipal Building Authority budget. September 15th, we will hold a meeting for a budget amendment to roll the unspent budget over. And then on November 17th, we'll hold another meeting to adopt the 2027 MBA schedule. And I can answer any questions.
Okay, no questions. I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve a resolution of the Municipal Building Authority of Murray City adopting the regular meeting schedule for calendar year 2026.
Got a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Got a motion for Councilmember Turner and a second for Mr. Goodman. Brooke, will you call the roll?
Ms. Cotter?
Aye.
Mr. Goodman?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hawk?
Aye. Okay, the vote passes 4-0, and our meeting is now adjourned.
And now we are going to, everybody take a deep breath. Okay, we are now going to be starting our council meeting, city council meeting for November 18th, 2025. I would like to excuse Paul Pickett for today. This evening, I have asked Bill Cotter to say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, our first item is the approval of the minutes for council meeting of October 7th, 2025 and October 21st, 2025. I will take a motion for both of those.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of council meetings of October 7th, 2025 and October 21st, 2025.
I have a motion by Councilmember Scott Goodman. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, I have a second by Councilmember Adam Hawk. Brooke?
You want me to call the roll?
Yep.
Mr. Goodman?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hawk?
Aye.
Ms. Cotter?
Aye. Okay. I thought I did. I thought I excused him. I will excuse Paul Pickett again. Okay. All right, this is your time to speak to us. Citizen comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Step to the microphone. State your name and the city of your residence. And then I've got to look for Patty is. It's like, well, she's back there. Please grab the clipboard and fill out the required form when you are done. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Karen Summer Hayes, and I'm representing the Senior Center again. Familiar faces. So tonight I want to talk about what the Senior Center does for the Murray community, because we really care about this community. So number one, of course, is to take care of our seniors. And we have such a wide variety of activities and classes and fitness to engage our senior citizens, to keep them healthy and active. The second thing that we do, which I'm really proud of, is 3 years ago we started a collection barrel at the Senior Center to collect food and clothes for the Spartan Closet, which is for the Murray High School members who were in need. Well, that has morphed into a collection barrel for the Murray Children's Pantry. And our seniors are so generous. We fill that barrel up at least twice a month with food and clothing, which is much appreciated by the pantry. The third thing we do is we are trying really hard to leave a smaller environmental footprint. This is an ongoing process that's been going on for 1.5 years. We encourage people to bring their own containers to take home their leftover lunches, because our portions are large and people often get 2 meals out of it. We really try to use regular silverware and plates, but depending on things, we can't always do that, but that is our goal. We also have recycled bins throughout the Senior Center for plastic and pop cans and paper and all of that. And then the third thing, which I didn't include on my list, but I just remembered, is our quilt group gives quilts to the fire and the police department every year for them to use for people who need them whenever they're called out. So I think this council needs to be very proud of what you have done to support us, to support the community. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leanne Parker Reed, I'm Murray citizen, and I just wanted to thank everyone for participating and supporting the Veterans Day Walk that we had on November 11th. It went great. We had a lot of support with our fire and our police doing the color guard, our council member Scott doing the emceeing and a nice speech, and all of our supporters and volunteers with the chamber, the Murray Downtown District Committee, and so many more people, and all of our walkers and our veterans who came to walk as well. And I just appreciate that and the support. And hopefully we can continue to get that kind of support for our veterans. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Lawrence Orman. I believe most of you know who I am. As far as my residency, you also know that as well. I seriously considered over and over again, even in the last 20 seconds, whether or not I would come up and even say anything. And about 1,000 things are going through my mind right now. The one that I know I've needed to ask or bring up for weeks now and haven't been able to get here to do for various reasons is to ask a favor from the City Council and administration that they go through the leadership, the administration of the various departments and agencies within the city and ask them to consolidate their answers about things that people come in and ask about. I spent literally years running back and forth, in and out, talking to different people, all of whom were supposed to be in a position of leadership, about getting things done that I needed done so I could live a halfway decent life where I'm at and help out and do what I do. And to put it as politely as possible, I feel like a train that's been running in a circle and getting nowhere as a result. Also, the streets, apparently nobody knows whether they're privately owned or owned by the city. There are some that are apparently both, or a little bit of both. And that has caused no end of problems for various people, businesses, and individual citizens alike to know what they can do and what they can't do on the streets where they live, work, etc. And it would be nice to have one single concise answer from one person who is in charge that is spread throughout all of the departments and agencies so that they can all give the same answer. I have gotten different answers from the police department, the development agency, the permit agency, just the various agencies about those types of things. And it has been no end of frustration and agitation for me and others because of that. I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Okay, seeing there's no other citizens' comment, we will continue with our agenda. There is no special recognition tonight, but we are going to go on to our consent agenda where Mayor Hales is going to be presenting the consider confirmation of the mayor's appointment of Leanne Parker Reed to the History Advisory Board for a term beginning November 2025 through November 2028.
Thank you, Pam. So we present to you our appointment of Leanne Parker Reed to the History Advisory Board for a term, as Pam said, beginning November 2025 through November 2028. And Leanne is here, if you'll please stand. She was just up. We're excited to have her. If you're willing to confirm her, she's been in this room many times, and we thought, let's get her on board. So We had a great interview with her, and she was willing to accept this, and so thank you, Leanne, for accepting this, and then we will turn that over to the council for consideration for confirmation.
Okay, I will take that to consideration of confirmation of the appointment of Leanne Parker Reed from the council now.
I motion to approve the confirmation of the mayor's appointment of Leanne Parker Reed to the History Advisory Board for a term beginning November 2025 through November 2028.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Councilmember Adam Hawk with a second motion by Councilmember Diane Turner, and we are ready for a roll call.
Mr. Goodman.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye.
Mr. Hawk.
Aye.
Ms. Cotter.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leanne, for serving. You'll be great. Thank you. Okay, seeing that there's no public hearings we are scheduled for tonight, we are going to go right on to our business item, is to consider a resolution adopting the regular meeting schedule of the Murray City Municipal Council for the calendar year 2026. Jennifer Kennedy will be presenting.
Hello again.
Hello.
Okay, as we talked about in the committee of the whole, we need to adopt our council meeting schedule for 2026. I'll just go over, usually we meet the first and the third Tuesday of the month. There are a few changes. I'll just run down those for those who weren't in the committee of the whole. In March, we're going to have our meetings on March 3rd and March 24th due to the National League of Cities Conference, which is going to be March 16th through 18th. In November 3rd is an election day, so in November, we're going to adjust our meetings to November 10th and 17th. And then in December, just because of the holidays and people get busy, we're going to hold our meetings on December 1st and 8th. This meeting schedule matches both the RDA and Municipal Building Authority schedules that have already been approved tonight. So it'd be great if you could approve it, and I can answer any questions.
Okay, do we have any questions for Jennifer Kennedy? Okay, I will take a motion.
I move to approve the resolution adopting the regular meeting schedule of the Murray City Municipal Council for the calendar year 2026.
I have a motion by Councilmember Scott Goodman. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Councilmember Diane Turner.
Mr. Goodman.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye.
Mr. Hawk.
Aye.
Ms. Cotter.
Aye. Okay, seeing that we're done with the business item, we are now going to be turning the time over to the mayor's report and any questions that we may have for the mayor at this time. Mayor?
Thank you. Just want to mention a couple of things. Our fire department has some new hires. You'll likely see them out with the crews, and some of these with the weather being so good, they're able to do some of their training. So complete their training. Also with the retirement of Eric, I don't know why I know why I want to say it's Mike Estrada. I want to say Eric Estrada. Anyway, only the youngsters won't know who he is. But anyway, Mike Estrada, we have appointed a paramedic, Andrew Summers, to the position of engineer. His swearing in, then we'll have a swearing in for Captain Rick Best, engineer Andrew Summers, and paramedic Dylan Reiser, and that's scheduled for December 12th at noon. December 12th at 2 p.m. And that is over at your, right, Joey? Yes. So if you have about 5 hours, that'd be nice to have you come. I'm kidding. Look at Joey. If it's the police, it's about a minute and a half. If it's the fire, they care a little more. So anyway. We went to one the other day, didn't we? Who was there? Pam, you were there, and a few was, oh my goodness.
Brooke was there.
It was about a 12-hour meeting, but it was really good. So it was about, 3 hours? I don't know how, 2.5. It wasn't really? So even you thought that. Okay. All right. Those chiefs, they like to speak, and they were good. So if we'd had you up there, you'd have kept it to 2 minutes. That's right. Anyway, thank you, and we're excited to support you guys on that. Our police department also had a retirement. Paul Christiansen. You know who Paul is? The big guy was involved over the unsheltered area and just did a phenomenal job. And anyway, I don't think he wanted any get together, right? Okay, so. And to replace him, you can never replace him, but the person that will fill his shoes is Brandon Francis. He'll be promoted to sergeant.
So we're excited to have Brandon on board. Our Public Works team worked the local nonprofit Charm, and Diane, you were there over at IHC, and tell us a little bit about that.
I was. In fact, I was going to mention it, so thank you for beating me to it. Charles and I went over there on Saturday and volunteered, and it was really fun. They had 233 vehicles that came and brought recyclables that you can't usually recycle.
I heard there
so-
were some interesting things that were brought in, yeah.
Oh
'cause you-
my word, you can't believe it. I mean, they took furniture. It was crazy. In fact, Charles and I were at the outdoor, I don't know, anyway, like we had skis. In fact, Brenda came and brought her skis, as did, oh my goodness, Patty. Patty brought some skis as well. So it was awesome, and hopefully they're going to be doing it again in April, and I really like that the city supports it, and I want to do a shout out to Josh from Public Works. It was awesome. He was great. I mean, he brought these cones and took them up, and so Russ, thanks for letting him do it. It was great. So anyway, so look forward to that again. It's Charm, and it's by the Utah Recycling Alliance. So, thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Diane. We appreciate you being there, and like Russ told us, it was crowded and well-used, and so we will continue to do that. Thank you for participating. Finally, we want to invite all of you to an unveiling of the mural over at the Murray Theater. It'll be this Friday, the 21st, from 12 to 2. The community is invited to view the artwork and enjoy light refreshments. If needed, due to inclement weather, we'll have you'll be able to have the gallery over at the Murray Theater, and I'm sure you'll be able to peek in and see the theater if you'd like to come and do that too. But the lobby will be open for the restroom access, and it does say theater tours, so they'll do some more theater tours on that. So we're excited to be able to celebrate that mural. If you've been over there, it's behind the building, so when we tear those buildings down, you'll be able to see it from the parking. But it's a beautiful mural. They did a great job. University of Utah students did it under the direction of Kim.
Martinez.
Thank you, Kim Martinez, who was amazing. And they've done a great job. It was picked by the citizens. And anyway, would like to have you join us, citizens and the council and anyone there, from this Friday, the 21st, from noon to 2. So that's my report.
Thank you, Mayor. Is there any questions or any other comments for the mayor? If not, I will adjourn this meeting.